Okay, so what if like a single really old text could hold the keys to navigating modern life, to understanding universal purpose, maybe finding some peace in this chaotic world? Today on the Deep Dive, we're unlocking the opening Surah Al-Fatiha. And this isn't just, an ancient prayer. It's more like a spiritual roadmap, a really concise manifesto that's profoundly shaped lives and perspectives for millions, literally for centuries. We're diving into excerpts from this foundational text. People often call it the essence of a much larger body of scripture. Our journey today, it's not just about understanding the words on the page, but really uncovering how its wisdom can act as your personal compass, for clarity, for insight, give you a shortcut to being genuinely well-informed about its enduring meaning.
It's pretty remarkable, isn't it? Even though it's incredibly short, just 7 verses, it's widely known as the mother of the book.
The mother of the book.
Yeah, and that title really points to how comprehensive it is. It suggests it captures the core themes, the main principles you find in the broader scripture it belongs to. It truly acts as an opening, not just for daily prayers, but to a deeper grasp of fundamental human hopes and questions.
Okay.
So as we explore these verses, we'll uncover, a rich tapestry of meaning, praise, and guidance that still resonates today all over the world.
All right, let's start right at the beginning. The very first line, it seems to set the whole tone. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. This feels like more than just a standard opening, right? It's like a deliberate positioning.
Exactly.
What's the deeper significance of starting with these specific divine attributes? How does that choice shape how we approach the text, maybe even life itself?
Well, it's definitely more than just an invocation. It's really a declaration of intent and reliance. By starting like this, a person is consciously trying to align their actions with divine blessings, setting a positive intention. It immediately establishes a connection, sort of placing whatever comes next within this framework of ultimate compassion. And when we dig into most gracious, or Ar-Rahman, that speaks to a mercy that's all-encompassing, totally universal.
Universal, how so?
Think of it as this boundless, indiscriminate mercy. It extends to absolutely everything in creation, no conditions attached. Like the sun warming everyone or the rain nourishing every plant. That doesn't matter what they've done or who they are.
Okay, so it's a mercy that's just there, fundamental, before our choices even come into it.
Precisely. It's seen as the very source of existence and sustenance for everything. And then you have most merciful, or Ar-Rahim. Now, this refers to a more specific, continuous, sort of intense mercy.
Okay, different from the first one, though?
Yeah, it's often understood as a special active mercy. It's directed towards those who believe, who strive, who actively seek to, align themselves with divine guidance. It's more responsive, nurturing and sustaining those who engage with it.
Huh. That's a really fascinating duality. So this broad, unconditional grace for everyone, but also a more focused, continuous mercy for those actively seeking it out.
Yeah.
That really reframes how you might think about divine responsiveness.
Absolutely.
It makes the divine feel less like a distant creator and more like an actively engaged, nurturing presence.
It absolutely does. And look, this isn't just some philosophical idea. It's seen as a profound blueprint for how the divine interacts with us. You could maybe imagine an artist whose boundless creativity shapes the whole universe. That's Ar-Rahman. But then also offers specific, sustained inspiration, guidance to those who actually pick up a brush and try to create. That's Ar-Rahim.
Right.
It reframes mercy. It's not just passive. It's an active, responsive force in our lives, guiding us when we seek it.
Okay, well, and then right after establishing this mercy, we get all praises for Allah, Lord of all the worlds. That phrase, all praise, it feels huge. Yeah. What does it challenge us to see, maybe beyond just saying thank you? And Lord of all the worlds, what does that tell us about the sheer scale of this divine being's domain?
Yeah, all praise. It isn't just saying thanks. It's really an active reorientation of how you see everything. It challenges you to trace every single blessing, every beautiful moment, every reason you have for gratitude, not just to the immediate cause, but back to the one ultimate source. It's a foundational idea that shifts your whole worldview really towards this constant state of appreciative awareness, recognizing that every good thing comes from this divine source. It signifies that all praise, like in every language, from every creature, ultimately belongs to this one Lord.
And Lord of all the worlds.
Right, that goes way beyond just humans or Earth. It emphasizes this universal dominion, universal sustenance, not just people, but galaxies, ecosystems, tiny quantum particles, literally every atom.
Wow.
It highlights the incredible vastness, the intricacy, the interconnectedness of everything, all operating under this one benevolent sovereignty, one ultimate governance. It implies this constant active management and evolution of the cosmos.
That really does expand your perspective. Makes you feel both tiny and yet connected to something so incredibly vast. And then it's quite striking. These attributes get repeated almost immediately. The most gracious, the most merciful. Again, it's repetition, but it feels like re-emphasis, not just redundancy.
Definitely re-emphasis.
What's the effect of hearing those core attributes again so soon after the opening?
Well, if you step back and look at the bigger picture, this repetition really powerfully underscores how central divine compassion and mercy are. It's not just a greeting, it's presented as the very foundation of existence, of interaction.
Like,
It reinforces that mercy isn't just one characteristic among many, but it's the governing principle of the universe. It guides all divine actions, all interactions with creation. It acts as this emotional, theological anchor, embedding the idea that mercy is the lens through which we should understand everything else that follows. Even things like justice and guidance.
like a reminder.
Exactly. It's a profound reinforcement, almost like a gentle but firm reminder. Never forget this. This is the bedrock.
Yeah, it definitely feels like hammering home a fundamental truth. Okay, so from establishing this profound mercy and universal lordship, the surah then shifts focus. It talks about divine sovereignty over, well, ultimate reckoning, master of the day of judgment. Now, for some people, the idea of a day of judgment can sound a bit scary. How does this concept of ultimate accountability actually balance with that earlier emphasis on boundless grace and mercy? Does it elevate our free will, the significance of our daily choices, rather than just imposing fear?
That's a really crucial point, and yeah, it's a common misunderstanding. The concept of the Day of Judgment isn't meant to cancel out mercy. It's seen as mercy's essential partner, establishing ultimate justice and fairness.
How so?
Well, think about it. It's a profound affirmation that life is meaningful. If our actions didn't have any ultimate consequence, then ethics, living morally, it would kind of lose its cosmic importance, right? The Day of Judgment ensures that goodness is ultimately affirmed and wrongdoing is ultimately addressed. Not necessarily punitively in the way we might think, but with ultimate equity. It provides a moral structure for the universe where even the smallest act of justice or injustice has this eternal echo.
So it gives weight to our choices.
Exactly. It transforms our daily decisions from just fleeting moments into like building blocks of our ultimate reality. It fosters a deep sense of responsibility, purpose. It really highlights the sacredness of human choice and free will.
Okay, so it gives our choices real cosmic significance, confirming that what we do matters. Which leads perfectly into what feels like a really pivotal verse, almost conversational, where the focus shifts totally to the individual talking directly. You alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help.
A turning point.
Yeah. It's not just observing something, it's a direct, powerful declaration of commitment. This idea of singular devotion is incredibly powerful, seems like it would foster immense spiritual independence. But here's a question. In our super interconnected world where we rely constantly on doctors, teachers, our communities, even technology for help, how does this declaration square with the practical reality of needing each other?
That brings up a really key point, and it's a beautiful paradox, actually. This verse is the core monotheistic principle, exclusive devotion, exclusive reliance. It's liberating for the human spirit.
How is it liberating?
It declares that all ultimate acts of worship, all ultimate forms of seeking real help, are directed only to the divine. The profound implication here is that it frees you from placing ultimate reliance on anything or anyone other than the divine. It liberates us from, idolizing created things, from seeking ultimate power or comfort in human institutions, or from just caving to the pressures of fleeting worldly powers.
But practically, like we do ask people for help. We
Yeah.
go to a doctor if we're sick.
Right, absolutely. And the nuance here is critical. This declaration doesn't mean human connection isn't important or that we shouldn't seek practical help from others. Not at all.
Okay.
Rather, it grounds our dependence. When we ask a doctor for help, the understanding is that their knowledge, their skill, these are ultimately gifts enabled by a higher power. It's about where you place your ultimate trust and reliance.
The ultimate trust.
Precisely. It fosters this incredible inner strength, spiritual independence, knowing that while we engage with the world, interact with people, our deepest source of power and help, our ultimate refuge, it lies beyond any created thing or person. It allows us to appreciate and use worldly means without becoming sort of enslaved by them.
That's a vital distinction, placing ultimate trust in the divine while still actively engaging with and benefiting from the world around us. Okay,
Yeah.
so with that profound declaration made, the very next verse is this direct, heartfelt plea. Guide us on the straight path. After all the praise and commitment, this is the ask.
Yes, the core request.
What exactly is this straight path that's being sought? And why is that longing for guidance so, well, universal?
Yeah, it's definitely not a literal physical path. It's a profound metaphor for a clear, unwavering way of life. A path guided by divine principles, truth, righteousness, justice that leads to spiritual well-being, both, here and now and in the
Like a
hereafter.
balanced way.
Exactly. Think of it as a balanced middle way, avoiding extremes like negligence on one side or excessive fanaticism on the other. It's about clarity in your beliefs, integrity in your actions, and balance in how you approach the world. And the longing for it is universal because fundamentally humans crave purpose, meaning a sense of being on the right track amidst all of life's complexities. It's a plea for clarity, for direction in a world that often feels confusing, for a life that's purposeful and morally sound.
And the Surah doesn't just leave it there. It immediately clarifies what kind of straight path it specifies. The path of those you have blessed, not those who have earned your anger, nor those who have gone astray. This distinction is pretty vivid, laying out three different trajectories.
Very clear categories.
Yeah. So in our modern world, where the lines between blessed, angered, and astray can feel, well, blurry sometimes, or even contentious, how does this ancient text help us navigate those complex categories, especially when we meet people on paths we don't fully get?
Right, that clarification provides a really powerful framework for understanding different human responses to guidance, and it speaks directly to our choices and their consequences. It outlines these three, you could say, archetypal paths.
Okay, what are they?
First, the path of those you have blessed. This generally refers to people who receive divine favor because they consciously choose to follow guidance, live righteously, strive for good. Their journey is lit up, so to speak, by their adherence to truth and justice, characterized by humility, gratitude, a consistent effort to do good.
So it's about active effort, not just getting lucky.
Exactly, it's dynamic. Then you have not those who have earned your anger. This is often associated with those who've been shown the truth. Maybe they even recognized it was valid, but then they chose to reject it, maybe out of arrogance, stubbornness, or malice.
Okay.
Their actions are often marked by deliberate disobedience, a conscious turning away from what they know is right. This isn't just making a mistake, it's a chosen opposition.
Got it. And the third?
And finally, nor those who have gone astray. This usually refers to those who've wandered off the straight path, maybe due to ignorance or negligence, or simply getting lost without proper guidance. Perhaps not out of malice, but just lack of informed direction, heedlessness, maybe prioritizing fleeting desires over lasting truth.
So there's a difference between willfully rejecting something and just unknowingly wandering off. That offers quite a bit of nuance for understanding people.
Precisely. This verse highlights that guidance isn't just about knowing what's right. It's about actively choosing it, learning it, and diligently staying on it. Being aware of the pitfalls, both deliberate rejection and careless negligence.
Right.
It encourages us to discern, not necessarily to judge others, but to understand the principles of these paths for our own journey. It puts the responsibility on us to actively seek clarity, cultivate wisdom, and take ownership of the direction of our lives, constantly reflecting on where we stand relative to these paths. It's really a call to self-awareness and continuous course correction.
That's incredibly insightful. A profound moral compass for navigating our own decisions. Okay, so wrapping this part up, what does this all mean for you, the listener? We've journeyed through these 7 really profound verses, from the opening affirmation of divine mercy and praise, through declarations of sovereignty and exclusive devotion, all the way to this heartfelt plea for guidance on the straight path. It seems pretty clear that these verses, even though they're ancient, speak directly to universal human experiences, right? That fundamental need for purpose, for clear guidance in a complicated world, for expressing gratitude, and for keeping moral clarity in our actions or intentions. That this isn't just a text to admire from afar, it feels like something to actively engage with.
Indeed, and just reinforcing that idea, understanding this text, even just its translation, its core messages, it offers this profound insight into a worldview that's centered on universal compassion, accountability, and this continuous quest for wisdom and guidance in life. It's a compact yet really expansive summary of how one might approach existence. acknowledging a higher power, seeking its help, and striving to live a life that is both blessed and righteous. It's like an orientation, a spiritual compass that helps individuals find their bearing no matter the time or place. It really empowers you to view life through a lens of meaning and purpose.
What a powerful deep dive through the opening. We've really seen how just a few lines distill these incredibly profound concepts about the divine, our relationship with it, and that essential human desire for clear direction in life. It's truly remarkable how much depth, how much universal relevance can be packed into such a short text.
Hmm.
It encourages us to reflect on these big ideas daily, maybe to integrate them more into our conscious choices.
And if we look at the bigger picture here, the beauty of a text like this isn't just in the words themselves, but in the invitation it extends. An invitation to continuous introspection, continuous striving for a path that is both blessed and true. It's not a one-time thing, but an ongoing commitment to seek, to learn, to grow. Which, raises an important question for all of us, doesn't it? In our own lives, what does your straight path actually look like? And what daily practices, what reflections, what sources of wisdom do you rely on to continuously seek guidance and stay true to that path?
That is a truly powerful question to sit with as we finish up this deep dive. So as you go about your day, maybe consider how often you pause to acknowledge the sources of grace, the sources of guidance in your own life, and what it truly means to ask for help, ask for direction from the highest source you perceive. Thank you so much for joining us on this exploration of Surah Al-Fatiha. We look forward to our next deep dive with you.